This word is facharid, facharid, and it's defined by Deneen as a murmuring of bees, backbiting, a conspiracy. The prefix fa is comparable to sub in English. It means under or beneath. And then dorid means a low, deep sound, like a buzzing or a droning. In a lot of Irish words, you will pronounce two consonants that are next to each other separately, like charid, darid, you pronounce both the R and the D. This is called epenthesis. And you'll also notice this in a lot of Hiberno-English words, like film, guttle, and this is one of many ways that Gaelic pronunciation has persisted into the way people in Ireland, as well as Scotland, speak English. I like this word because it speaks to the history of beekeeping in Ireland, and a lot of different traditions and beliefs that surrounded beekeeping and bees in general. The Irish have kept bees and cultivated honey for a very long time, just as long as they have cultivated dairy. Ireland is truly the land of milk and honey. Bees in Ireland were culturally seen for a long time as being emblematic of the human soul, and even in some traditions, they were considered to be the human soul, the spirits of those who had passed, much like dragonflies or butterflies in other cultures. Beekeeping was so culturally important and prominent as an industry that there are 20-plus pages of the Brehon Laws dedicated solely to bees. These are known as the Bec Breha, or the bee judgments. The Brehon Laws are actually the earliest system of law north of the Alps, and they persisted from ancient Ireland up until the colonial era. This is a page from a manuscript of the Bec Breha, and there's some of these laws are really crazy. Like there's trespassing laws about bees from other people's hives going in and taking other people's nectar. There's a lot of laws about who has rights to own a hive. It typically depends on who has the nectar is who will have the rights to the honey. And Irish law was based largely in retribution rather than punishment. So there were different reparations given if your bees had gone and swarmed on someone else's property, taking their nectar and then giving you what could have been their honey. There's also laws about who has rights to a found hive. It depends on who owns the land. If no one owns the land, then it's very debatable, and it depends on how fertile and arable the land is, how many flowers grow there. Like, if it's found in a tree, it's like a quarter of it goes to the finder. Like, it's so crazy. They're really, really interesting. Like I said before, bees in Ireland were considered to represent or even literally be the spirits of human beings. And I guess it's a lot like Tinkerbell and Peter Pan. Like, she's so small, she can only feel like one emotion at a time, and it's a really big emotion, and it's like typically her being really petty. That's kind of how bees were considered. They were considered to be very petty, very easily offended just because of their small size. And this leads to a really interesting tradition that wasn't just a thing in Ireland, but also in England, and pretty much anyone who kept bees